Lucia is really Mrs. Emmeline Lucas. She just calls herself Lucia because she likes Italian so much. She loves Mozart, she calls him Mozartino, she's always sprinkling a little Italian into her conversations, so that's Lucia. She's really just a British housewife, doesn't work. Her husband doesn't work, they've got money, they live in the 1920s in England, and she's a bit of a cultural snob. Yes, a bit, but I think her more defining characteristic, actually it's true for anyone in her town, they really care about the most trivial things imaginable. Yes, she's like a British Elaine, except on Seinfeld, Elaine didn't care so much what her friends thought. Like, she knew what she thought, she cared about what she cared about, and her friends could differ, and that was fine. Lucia's much more concerned with making sure that her friends' opinions are in lockstep with her own. She's very controlling. Well, now you're making her sound derivative, and she's not. The book was written in 1920, so that was before all those other characters. There wasn't anyone like her at that point in literature that I know about, so she's very special. There have been musicals about people who have similar qualities since. It's actually one of the reasons I wanted to write Lucia was I've never written what they call a big lady musical. Gypsy, Mame, Hello Dolly, they're quite popular in the 60s with a big presence for a big star, for lots to do. My stuff has been a little more ensemble based or chamber musical for a few main characters, and this feels like a big lady musical. I wanted to give it a try. No, this is totally different. For one thing, well, yes, that's true, but it's not the... Look, Hello Dolly, it's completely different. Have you seen it? I mean, that's about a woman whose husband died, and she was shut away in her home, and she didn't, well, she wasn't totally shut away in her home, but you know what I mean. She wasn't going out, she wasn't living. Lucia lives all the time. That's what she does. I mean, Lucia's more about her rivalry with this other woman in town. No, because in Wicked, Elphaba becomes friends with Glinda. I mean, that's the whole point of that plot, is how these two different people can come together and stay like that through the rest of the show. In Lucia's best friend is Georgie, which is such a fun part. I'm playing Georgie. I wrote it for me, so I'm playing Georgie. He's about as gay as a character could get in 1920s England without coming out and saying so. He has two obviously lesbian sisters that I left out of the musical because there were enough characters already. He's quite frightened of them because they like sports. He has a very handsome chauffeur. He's best friends with a lady, and he loves embroidery, so you do the math. I guess. I don't think anyone will think like that except you. It's very funny, but I'm not making fun of religion. Most people don't think of it as a religion. No, because look, I'm making fun of the characters. I'm not making fun of the religion or the exercise. It's just people who don't know how to do yoga. That's where the jokes are. Yes, that's it. Just like that. And a bit like The Sound of Music, because Lucia used to be a nun, and then she thaws the heart of this crusty old bachelor, and they form a singing group. No.